morning. Jud Burgess here. I just finished wrapping up my 3 minutes with Mayor Margo and City Council at City Hall today. And just wanted to share these 3 minutes with you. I did get a chance to talk about two different things today. I addressed Cassandra Brown's recent El Paso Times column, which was another example of rainbows and unicorn. And I really believe this column of hers was more of an audition, or a way to kind of get the attention of the Mountain Star Sports Group and possibly get some lobbying work for them down the road. I don't know, but it just seems too obvious to me. And the other thing I was able to address was Mayor Margo directly for his penchant for not allowing me my First Amendment rights of free speech. And I was able to challenge him directly. You got to see it to believe it. But it's funny, because another thing that I realized today was that he has a button right at his desk, and he uses it on me and me only. I'm the only person that he's ever muted the mic on at the very second that the 3 minutes is up. And today, as I was talking to him and looking at him, I noticed he pressed that button as soon as my 3 minutes was up. I was finishing up anyway, so it was no big deal, but that's really interesting. He just does not like what I have to say. Maybe it's because it's the truth, and the truth hurts. But anyway, so watch the 3 minutes, and see you in 2 weeks. Thank you. Bye.
Foundation and audio requirement of City Council.
Cassandra Brown knows that I'm about to talk about her, so she gets up and leaves. She probably saw it on the agenda that the title of my talk was
for political statements or
mentioned her.
Please note that during the call to the public of City Council, the first person is Mr. Jud Burgess. His topic is Cassandra Brown and the ballpark of Paso Times column. Mr. Burgess, I will remind you, sir, that you may not use this forum for personal attacks.
I want to talk about the ballpark this morning. The Southwest University ballpark has fallen short of expectations, and Cassandra Brown's recent fictional El Paso Times column about the ballpark was more of in my eyes, was more of an audition for a job with Mountain Star Sports Group once her tenure here at City Council is over. It was all rainbows and unicorns, failing to mention several aspects financial surrounding the ballpark. We were promised the ballpark would cost $50 million. It ended up costing us almost 50% more at $72 million, and $11 million of that shortfall is being covered by, you guessed it, El Paso taxpayers. This does not include the millions in additional interest charges over the life of the bonds. We were promised that the hotel occupancy tax, one of the highest in America, would pay for the financing so that we wouldn't have to. That didn't happen. If hotels can't cover their end of this bargain, what makes you think that this hotel construction bubble currently underway in downtown will be any different? Southwest Ballpark is losing money for the city of El Paso, and taxpayers have had to cover $500,000 in shortfall last year, along with a total of $2.2 million since fiscal year 2014. Robert Cortinas, the city's director of management and finances, is playing with the numbers and telling us that it's going to pay for itself by 2023. I have no idea what he's basing his numbers on, but it sounds more like a hope and a prayer than any basis in reality. It's going to get worse, and we'll be paying more than we are today. Downtown El Paso is not undergoing an economic boom. There is a lot of investment going on right now, but it's not the same thing. Hotel construction and building renovation does not equal revitalization. Hotel owners can build all the hotels that they want, but that's not going to fill their beds in and of itself. Investors can sink tons of money into renovating their expensive properties, but that won't bring in any big money tenants. If you want to build a real foundation for any kind of vitality and success in downtown, develop programs that help the small business owners to find their balance and settle in. They are the lifeblood of a successful and thriving downtown. Their success and stability, along with the thousands of residents who move in as a result, are the barometer that you should be using to measure progress. Until we have those components in place, please don't tell us about all the wonderful perceived benefits the ballpark is creating for downtown. That is deceitful and misleading. That's it for that. But now that I got some extra time, I'd like to address the fact that I feel like every time I come up here and show a little graphic that might rub you the wrong way, or maybe it offends you, I feel when you ask the city clerk to take my picture out, you're infringing on my rights as a American citizen, my rights of free speech, my First Amendment rights. And if you don't like it, then you need to grow a thicker skin, because this is a public venue here. You all work for the city of El Paso and El Pasoans, and I have a right to come up here and present my information the way I want to without the threat of, being having my rights infringed as a citizen. So, just wanted to leave that with you. Thank you.
The next member of the audience.
There's a